Retired senior scientist Boyd Bushman, who passed away in the summer of 2014, so about a decade ago, recorded a video shortly before his death in which he talked candidly about his personal experiences at Area 51 and his involvement there with alien technology, alien creatures, and their unique anti-gravity propulsion systems. During the video interview, Bushman produced many photographs showing the aircrafts, alien beings, both dead and alive, and their futuristic technologies, while disclosing never-before-told bits of information he garnered from the unearthly alien visitors. Spanning a 40-year career, Bushman was employed by Hughes Aircraft, General Dynamics, Texas Instruments, and Lockheed Martin, during which time he was awarded 26 patents. Some are still classified, by the way, for his work on the Stinger, formerly known as the Red-Eye missile system, laser-guided smart explosives, imaging systems, and magnetic-related technologies. His credentials are impeccable, which lends a lot of credibility to his claims. What are those claims? He's spoken to alien visitors and worked first-hand with their technology during his tenure at Area 51. During the interview, Bushman details an astonishing recollection made by a pilot involved with material recovery after a 1947 UFO crash. So, what happened? The radar group had found a blip out over New Mexico, and they wanted to assign the pilot to go check it out. So the pilot was out flying and he found the item and immediately communicated back and was like, "First of all, I want you to tell me if there are any other airplanes flying in the area." Control was like, "Nope, just kind of you." The pilot was like, "Okay, second thing I want to know. Do I have authority to bring it down?" They were like, "Why do you want to bring it down?" He's like, "Well, I am flying the fastest thing that United States can make, and that thing's getting ahead of me. I know he's either a friend or an enemy, and if he's leaving me, then he's an enemy. Therefore, I would like to bring it down." Well, lucky for him, he was granted authority. So, once the craft was down, he flew past it, saw that there was a road on one side of a fenced area, so he managed to come down gracefully, landed his plane, and he cut across the fence. The door to the craft was open, and one of the alien beings was out, walking around. The other 3 aliens in the craft were already long dead. So our pilot knew it was going to be a while before the military got there, and he's like, "I don't really want to be alone with that thing." So he got back in his plane and got out of there. He was never debriefed at the scene. He was just like, "Nope, nope, absolutely not." So back to our lovely witness today. He presented pictures of the alien beings he claims to not only have seen with his own eyes, but interacted with. He stated that the aliens were about 4.5 to 5 feet tall, and at least 18 of the beings lived and operated at Area 51. 1 or 2 of them were actually 230 years old. The aliens explained to Bushman that there were 2 types of otherworldly beings, which were kind of similar to our 19th century cowboy wranglers and rustlers. So one group was kind of intent on guiding the human race, while other ones weren't so friendly. Hopefully I never meet the not so friendly ones. Chris Augustin tours UFO conferences across the globe, giving the shocking story about how he has experienced missing time due to being abducted by aliens. Which, yikes. Oh, and it all started with him going to Area 51. So in a video that was uploaded to the interwebs, we see Mr. Chris Augustin himself telling folks that he was like, "I'm gonna go to Area 51. Because why? Well, he became obsessed with UFOs after seeing a mysterious black triangular craft on July 17th of 1999 in Washington Township of New Jersey when he was studying at school. On the day he goes to Area 51, parks his car, climbs a hill near the site, apparently it wasn't fenced off, and there was a black helicopter in the sky just flying around, and it never really got close to him. After that, our lovely Mr. Augustine crossed the border into the base and wasn't challenged by anybody before leaving. Well, 6 months later, aliens are here. It was around 10 p.m., February of 2002. He was driving home from his girlfriend's place and he lost 3.5 minutes while at the wheel. He then had a spike in psychic experiences, suffered a lot more abductions. He'd wake up with redness in his bed. There was a bizarre metal implant in his lower left leg that was placed there by the aliens. And at this conference, he was like, "Yep, this is what happens when you're abducted by an alien." So it's believed he must have made contact with something at Area 51 that has since followed him home and won't leave him alone. A very curious video showed up on YouTube back in 2011 showing a collection of leaked videos. And what's on those videos? Well, an alien being interrogated by a government agency. It's a gray type entity shown being interviewed and examined, supposedly as part of some diplomatic exchange. And he's from the Zeta Reticuli star system, sent as part of an envoy to discuss matters of mutual concern. As of September 2019, no extrasolar planets have been discovered in this system, according to government experts, but we know they can lie to us about that, so that's not really news. So if you don't know, what is Zeta Reticuli? So this is a wide binary star system in the southern constellation of Reticulum. From the southern hemisphere, the pair can be seen with the naked eye as a double star in very dark skies. Based on parallax measurements, this system is located at a distance of about 39.3 light years from Earth, and both stars are solar analogs that have characteristics similar to those of the Sun, and they belong to the Zeta Herculis moving group of stars that share a common origin. So, just for that context. Back to the videos. So these aliens would be escorted by special officers and only meet with high-ranking officials. Although several aliens are claimed to have been present, the one most prominently featured was given the nickname Skinny Bob. This alien appears as a very thin, slouched-over figure with an oversized bald head, slit-like mouth, large eyes that are very expressive, blinking, and he's got claw-like hands. There was apparently a whole series of interviews conducted with the creature between 1942 to 1969, but there's only a few clips on the internet that have managed to survive the test of time. The most well-known clip simply shows Skinny Bob sitting at a table, apparently in a telepathic interview, and then afterwards we see footage of him from head to toe, showing his disproportionately long arms and overall build. After that, we get a moment where you can see like Skinny Bob in a pool of some sort of liquid. That's where he slept. According to my sources, the aliens were filmed without their knowledge or consent, with a lot of documents supposedly describing an incident in 1961 when 3 of the beings realized they were being secretly filmed by a hidden device, which was considered a violation of their agreement. There was a treaty that stipulated that photographs and filming of said entities would not be allowed unless specific permission was given. The diplomatic exchange of it all matches up with what we know about Area 51 being a place for everything alien. In 1995, Ray Santilli, a London-based entrepreneur, released footage of an alien autopsy performed in 1947. Experts immediately ridiculed the footage as a hoax, and he was like, okay, maybe this part is, but it's not a total hoax. Real footage did exist. In 1993 or 1994, he saw footage of the autopsy in its original form and brought it back with him to the UK. But within a year or so, it had completely deteriorated. So whoops. There were a couple of frames left over that could be used as reference. So what our witness did was restore the footage frame by frame over a very long period of time. Just wanted to restore what was a very damaged film. And seeing as a lot of footage of anything to do with Area 51 or Roswell has been redacted, destroyed, or heavily censored, seems believable. And finally for today, in Bob Lazar's 1989 interview, he mentioned working at a secret facility where alien technology was being reverse engineered, being taken apart to figure out how it works, whether the Pentagon could duplicate it. And Bob's job was to help specifically with the reverse engineering of one of 9 flying saucers, which were extraterrestrial in origin. So one of these, the one he called the Sport model, was manufactured out of a metallic substance similar in appearance and touch to liquid titanium. Now the propulsion of the studied vehicle ran on an antimatter reactor and was fueled by the chemical element with atomic number 115, which it's a whole thing, but long story short, we can't make this as humans. So in another interview, when Bob actually appeared under his own name, he was like, yeah, this was at Area 51, kind of wild stuff. And the craft he was working on was dismantled. The reactor he studied was topped by a sphere or semi-sphere, which emitted a force field capable of repulsing human flesh. Now this craft was split into 2 main levels. The reactor was positioned at the center of the upper level, with the antenna extending to the top, surrounded by 3 gravity amplifiers. These were connected to gravity emitters on the lower level, which can rotate 180 degrees to output a gravity beam or anti-gravity wave. So in 1989, Bob said the seats of the saucer he saw were approximately tiny human-sized, and that he had seen alien cadavers of a corresponding size. Now, he doesn't have any pictures of them sadly, but they were there, they tried to get out, they didn't make it. The humans there said no.
Number 5. PEI Unidentified Fossil. In late August on Cape Egmont Beach in Prince Edward Island, Canada, a routine dog walk for high school teacher Lisa St. Coeur Cormier turned extraordinary when she stumbled upon a remarkable find, a 300-million-year-old fossil. During her walk with her dog Sammy, Cormier initially mistook the fossil for a tree root protruding from the sand. However, a closer look revealed a well-preserved ribcage, spine, and skull, sparking her curiosity further. Excited about her find, Cormier shared images of the fossil with her family. Her mother-in-law, in turn, forwarded the picture to PEI's fossil experts, including Laura McNeil from Prehistoric Island Tours. Recognizing the significance of the discovery, McNeil anticipated its potential impact on the island. Geologist and paleontologist John Calder, upon receiving the photos, recognized the rarity of the specimen and expressed a sense of urgency to examine it. Calder highlighted the scarcity of fossils from this period, emphasizing the importance of Cormier's find. Calder speculated that the creature lived during the Permian period, categorizing it as a rare specimen, possibly a reptile creature. The uniqueness of the find adds to its significance, potentially making it a one-of-a-kind discovery. Prince Edward Island has gained recognition in recent years for significant fossil discoveries. In 2018, fossilized footprints of pre-dinosaur reptilian predator from the Permian period were found on Cavendish Beach. Calder emphasized the island's prominence in the world of paleontology, attributing its richness in fossils to being above water during ancient times when much of Canada was submerged. And now it's sinking again. Humans are insanely irresponsible, oh my god. Concerned about the new fossil being washed away, Calder and a dig team made a substantial effort to retrieve it, given its location at the water's edge. The urgency stemmed from the need to secure the fossil during a brief window between the tides. Prince Edward Island's fossil legacy, displayed by Cormier's chance discovery, adds a chapter to the island's rich geological history, captivating paleontologists and enthusiasts worldwide. Number 4. Nazca Alien. In 2017, the Nazca Desert in Peru became the epicenter of a sensational claim that shocked the ufology community. A group of self-proclaimed researchers claimed that they had unearthed real alien bodies near the famous Nazca lines, igniting a fervor of conspiracy theories and speculations. The supposedly recovered extraterrestrial bodies were described as humanoid, with elongated skulls and 3-fingered hands, resembling the stereotypical depiction of aliens that we are all very familiar with. The discovery was accompanied by videos and images showing off the unearthed specimens, furthering the belief that undeniable proof of extraterrestrial life had finally been found. To add a veneer of scientific legitimacy to their claims, the researchers claimed to have conducted DNA testing on the unearthed beings. They insisted that the results revealed a non-human, likely extraterrestrial origin. The anomalies in the genetic makeup, they argued, were inconsistent with any known terrestrial species, sparking intrigue and reinforcing the conspiracy narrative. Conspiracies surrounding the Nazca alien incident quickly intertwined with ancient astronaut theories. Some enthusiasts claim that the Nazca lines themselves were evidence of extraterrestrial visitation in ancient times, stating that their found alien bodies were somehow connected to these mysterious geoglyphs. The amalgamation of past and present extraterrestrial encounters further deepened the mystery. As news of the Nazca alien incident spread, so did accusations of a government cover-up. Conspiracy theorists argued that authorities were suppressing the truth about the extraterrestrial bodies to maintain control over the narrative surrounding potential contact with alien civilizations. The lack of mainstream media coverage on the purported discovery only intensified suspicions of a concerted effort to conceal the truth. Despite the global frenzy sparked by the Nazca alien incident, skepticism prevailed among many in the scientific community. Critics pointed out inconsistencies in the research methodology, emphasizing the lack of peer-reviewed studies and the questionable credibility of those behind the discovery. While believers held on to the notion of an extraterrestrial revelation, skeptics underscored the need for rigorous scientific scrutiny before accepting such extraordinary claims. Although embraced by some as undeniable evidence of alien life, the claims made by the researchers faced considerable skepticism. As debates continue, the Nazca alien incident remains a fascinating chapter in the ongoing quest to unravel the mysteries of the cosmos. But yeah, pretty sure this is the same guy that pulled up at the recent Mexico hearing with the 2 aliens and claimed the exact same pile of trash proof. And the flipping ribs, oh my god, okay. I'm not getting back into that, it actually drove me insane, but whatever. Number 3. Atacama skeleton. The Atacama skeleton, commonly referred to as ATA, is a 6-inch skeletal remain of a human fetus discovered in 2003 in a deserted Chilean town in the Atacama Desert. Initial DNA analysis in 2018 indicated unusual mutations related to dwarfism and scoliosis. However, subsequent research disputed these findings, suggesting normal fetal development. Speculation arose, including claims by UFO theorist Stephen M. Greer suggesting extraterrestrial origins. This led to ATA's inclusion in the 2013 UFO film Sirius. Stanford University geneticist Gary P. Nolan analyzed the remains, concluding that ATA is indeed human, dispelling extraterrestrial claims. Initially thought to be older, ATA's remains date back to the late 1970s. Despite an irregularly shaped skull, 10 ribs instead of 12, and potential signs of oxycephaly, experts like William Jungers proposed that ATA was a prematurely born human fetus. DNA analysis revealed the B2 mtDNA haplotype group, indicating an indigenous origin in the western region of South America. Nolan's 2018 study identified rare bone aging disorder and 64 unusual mutations in genes associated with skeletal development, dwarfism, scoliosis, and muscle abnormalities. A study led by New Zealand's University of Otago questioned Nolan's findings, asserting normal skeletal development and expressing skepticism about genomic results. Ethical concerns were raised, criticizing Nolan's work for potential colonialist tendencies. Genome Research, the publisher of the earlier study, responded by defending their ethical standards but acknowledged the need for reviewing policies on such studies. In response to ethical concerns, the authors of the Genome Research article called for reconstruction of ATA's remains, distancing themselves from possible ethical missteps. They emphasized their limited knowledge about the circumstances of discovery and handling, as they were presented with a small bone sample for analysis. Many people believe that the body is simply a human, but the debate continues to remain prominent. Number 2. Varginha UFO incident. In January 1996, the tranquil city of Varginha, Brazil, witnessed an extraordinary event that sent shockwaves through the community. Numerous locals reported sightings of a UFO flying towards the region. Eyewitnesses saw that the UFO crash landed in a rural area, sparking immediate curiosity and fear among the residents. As the news of the UFO spread, somehow an even more astonishing aspect emerged. Some witnesses disclaimed that they had encountered strange humanoid beings near the crash site. Descriptions of these entities were consistent throughout the witnesses: small humanoid figures with dark, oily skin and large red eyes. In the aftermath of the reported UFO crash, the Brazilian military became involved. Witnesses claimed that Brazilian personnel donned in hazmat suits cordoned off the area and retrieved the alien bodies. The military, however, denied any involvement with the incident, fueling even more conspiracy theories about a possible top-secret government cover-up. The report suggested that the alien bodies were then taken to local hospitals for examination. Witnesses claim that several medical staff were involved in the autopsies on the extraterrestrial entities. This purported connection between the medical community and the alien bodies intensified the conspiracy theories surrounding the incident. As news of the incident spread through the media, it triggered a wave of public hysteria. Local international news outlets covered the story, amplifying the speculation about the presence of alien bodies. The lack of official explanations and contradictory statements from authorities further fueled the conspiracy, which was blazing at this point. Decades after the Varginha incident, speculation and conspiracy theories persist. The event has become ingrained in UFO culture, with books, documentaries, and online discussions continuing to explore the possibility of extraterrestrial contact. The enduring mystery of Varginha serves as an example of our fascination with the unknown and the complexities of separating fact from imagination and fiction in the world of unidentified phenomena. Number 1. Texas, 1897. In 1897, the small town of Aurora, Texas, found itself thrust into the conspiracy spotlight when residents claimed to witness an otherworldly event. On April 17th, a UFO crashed into a windmill on Judge Proctor's property, leading to a sequence of events that would forever be etched into extraterrestrial lore. Locals who rushed to the crash site reported an astonishing discovery. The wreckage of the UFO contained the remains of a small being, who was described as not of this world. Witnesses claimed the creature was minuscule, with features reminiscent of our imagined extraterrestrial being. The extraterrestrial body was said to be badly disfigured, which resulted in raised eyebrows and widespread speculation. Residents claimed to have found a small, undecipherable metallic object near the crash site as well. This object, thought to be a piece of the UFO, fueled the notion that the otherworldly visitor crash landed in their town. The mystery deepened as reports circulated of a small inscription on the metallic fragment. As word spread of the findings, so did theories of a cover-up. Conspiracy theorists argued that the government was actively suppressing information about the incident to prevent mass hysteria, and honestly, that doesn't sound too insane to me. The alien being was said to have left behind a message, possibly a form of extraterrestrial communication that could unravel mysteries of the universe. This speculation intensified the belief that the authorities were concealing profound knowledge about the cosmos. In a move that added an air of legitimacy to the claims, the townspeople gave the extraterrestrial pilot a proper burial in their local cemetery, a headstone marked with the final resting place of the alien, and with the epitaph describing the mysterious unidentified visitor as a Martian. This symbolic gesture further fueled the conspiracy, as Aurora became a focal point for those fascinated by the prospect of extraterrestrial life. While skepticism has surrounded the Aurora UFO incident, its legacy definitely persists in pop culture. The 1897 Texas encounter remains a cornerstone in the world of UFO lore, capturing the imaginations of those who believe in the possibility of extraterrestrial life, i.e. us curious minds.
Alrighty, we're gonna kick it off with a video of aliens invading a bedroom. David Eckhart from Pensacola, Florida had a CCTV camera mounted above his bed and was stunned when watching footage back to see the creature of some sorts appear in his doorway one night as he was just lying down a couple of feet away. So, if we're looking at the video, a small alien-like figure appears to poke its head around a corner and can be seen almost full length against the backdrop of the yellow-tinted light shining from outside the room. It looked only a few inches in diameter, about 2 to 3 feet tall, and apparently this wasn't the first time David and his family were visited by unknown beings. The footage is from 2006 and came to light in an episode of the Sky History TV series called The Proof Is Out There, with the show suggesting the humanoid has similar specifications to that of a gray alien. We all know what gray aliens are, and the shape of its head and its long skinny legs are consistent with the type. According to experts, the encounters have gone on for at least 10 years and were experienced by David and all of his family at both of their residences in Pensacola, Florida. Over that time, David has described many of the scenarios he witnessed well under the control of his captors, including human experimentation and disposal, which is not uncommon for alien abductions. He has claimed that he's been taken to the reptilian underground bases many times. He's also witnessed reptilians and other entities enter into his house through a portal entry. Also, he's been taken through said portal to what he feels like is a stargate. He's also been taken to the moon, and then another place, which had a tropical environment where he encountered frog-like humanoids. The video in question today was produced from 2 full frames and parts of the preceding and latter frames, and then looped in slow motion, so these beings can move in and out at remarkable speeds. No CGI or reconstruction techniques were used, just splicing of the frames to make the video. David has spoken about his various experiences on a number of podcasts and platforms over the years and remains convinced of their authenticity. His wife Jean said, "I don't know what they were. Best way I can describe them is in the movie Predator. Sparkles in the air, you could see silhouettes." She added that the aliens had been visiting them for a while and feels the visits began prior to them moving into the house. David added that you can touch them when they're in a transparent state and it feels like wet static electricity. When he was asked if he was certain his claims were not part of a hoax, he said, "Absolutely. I would put my hand on the Bible. I was just trying to investigate everything I did. I believed in everything that happened." Back in January of this year, a video of an allegedly unidentified anomalous phenomenon known as UAPs, more common term for UFOs, resembling a jellyfish, had skywatchers, pilots, and experts wondering what the heck it was. The buzz was so big, the Pentagon responded, and the response, or lack thereof, only fueled further speculation. The video in question was released by investigative journalist Jeremy Corbell, a prominent figure in the UFO community known for his work in investigations into UAPs and UFOs. Corbell says military pilots got the footage over a U.S. Joint Operations base in Iraq around 2018, and according to him, the object was officially designated to be a UAP by the Pentagon, and the footage was taken with thermographic/forward-looking infrared radar. The official Department of Defense, DoD for short, spokesperson Sue Gao stated, "We do not comment on the authenticity of alleged DoD material that may have been leaked." Despite this, she emphasized the DoD's commitment to openness and accountability while balancing the necessity to protect sensitive information, leaving a lot of folks to wonder about the apparent contradiction. Corbell said the reason why they're not at this point able to deny it is because absolutely they're going to have to confirm it. He emphasized his and journalist George Knapp's 3.5-year effort to develop sources and verify the leaked material, saying, "We have done our due diligence and our DoD will be put in the corner. They have to be honest with the American public on this video." On the other hand, Michael Sinkowski, I could not find a pronunciation, a Marine who spoke with News Nation, was an intelligence surveillance tactical controller at the base in Iraq at the time and said he was shown the full video and soldiers didn't know what to make of it. He said the video was taken from an aerostat, which is an intelligence surveillance balloon that looks like a blimp, and it was flying over the base. So it turns out it has cameras on it to keep a lookout for threats. Back to Corbell, he said additional footage of the Jellyfish UAP exists, and there's a lot more videos related to the incidents. The direct quote says, "There are more videos, you're not seeing it. I'm going to be able to tell inside of the right facility exactly where our Senate Intelligence Committee can find the rest of the videos." Apparently, the extended footage is approximately 30 minutes long and allegedly shows the UFO's trans-medium capability, its abrupt descent into the water for 17 minutes, and its rapid departure. I know the whole internet would like to see that video someday. Alien enthusiasts were in a state of frenzy when the conspiracy theory YouTube channel Mobby777 released an eerie video showing a strange creature walking in the Canadian woods. The YouTube channel reveals that the spooky clip was captured on July 29th of 2018 by a local resident. The video description reads as follows: "I was filming a moose on a roadside in Gaspésia, Quebec, Canada. Looking at the video, I saw this strange shape at the back left. Can someone tell me what it is?" At the first glance, the strange creature spotted in the video seems very similar to the alien beings we have seen in movies like Mars Attack. The alleged alien tried to hide in the woods after noticing that a camera spotlight was on it, and there was also a moose standing nearby, and the alien being seems to be trying to attack it once it gets a chance. The video obviously went viral online, and viewers started putting forward various theories explaining the eerie sighting. Most of the viewers argued that the object spotted in the video might be reptilian aliens who are indirectly controlling the world with the help of the elites. Now, according to that theory, a lot of the elite personalities in the world are actually shape-shifting reptilian aliens, something we've talked about on here before, and now they are slowly gearing up for who knows what. According to a quote we have, it looked like the thing wanted to attack the moose but didn't want to be seen, as if it was getting impatient because, well, there's a human sitting there and the moose went back to the woods. Someone needs to put all this through a video editor and see if they can improve the visuals around that thing. So that comment was made by the user Sketcher. No, not the shoes, just somebody out there. This next video is one that might raise some questions. It showed up on YouTube in 2011 as part of a collection of leaked videos that demonstrate an alien being interrogated by some unknown government agency. It is a typical gray type alien entity, shown being interviewed and examined, supposedly as some part of diplomatic exchange. And here's the moment you've been waiting for. He says he's from the Zeta Reticuli star system, sent as part of an envoy to discuss matters of mutual concern. As of September of 2019, no extrasolar planets have been found in that system, according to government experts. That's what the government's saying. we don't know if that's the truth. So for the uninitiated, what the heck is Zeta Reticuli? It is a wide binary star system in the southern constellation of Reticulum. From the southern hemisphere, the pair can be seen with the naked eye as a double star in the very dark skies. Based upon parallax measurements, this system is located at a distance of almost 39.3 light years from Earth. Both stars are solar analogs that have characteristics similar to those of the Sun and belong to the Zeta Herculis moving group of stars that share a common origin. So what does this have to do with this little alien? Well, according to the videos, the aliens are from that star system, and they would be escorted by special officers and only meet with high-ranking officials here on Earth. Although several aliens are claimed to have been present, the one most prominently featured was given the nickname Skinny Bob, becoming an internet legend. The alien appears as a very thin, slouched-over figure with an oversized bald head, slit-like mouth, large eyes that seem expressive and blank, and claw-like hands. There was apparently a whole series of interviews conducted with the creature between 1942 and 1969, although only a few clips have managed to get leaked out. The most well-known clip simply shows Skinny Bob sitting at a table during a telepathic interview, after which we see footage of the alien from head to toe, showing its disproportionately long arms and overall build. After that, there is a moment seen of it within a pool of some sort of liquid where it would sleep, and according to the videos, the aliens were often filmed without their knowledge or agreement, with document 072E supposedly describing an incident in 1961 when three of the beings realized that they were being secretly filmed by a hidden device, which was a violation of their agreement. There was a treaty that stipulated that photographs and filming of these gray aliens would not be allowed unless specific permission was given. The diplomatic exchange of it all matches up with what folks know about Area 51 being a secret place for meetings and more. The video has also been presented as alleged leaked footage from the KGB, but that remains unconfirmed. And for our final footage today, we're going back to 1995. Ray Santilli, a London-based entrepreneur, released footage of an alien autopsy performed in Roswell in 1947. Experts immediately ridiculed the footage as a hoax, and yes, Ray did admit years later that it was almost entirely fake, but apparently the real footage does exist. He said that in 1993 or 1994, he personally saw footage of the autopsy in its original form and brought it back with him to the UK. But within a year, most of the footage had completely deteriorated. The only thing that was left was a few frames that were used as reference and were restored. They were apparently restored over a very long period of time, and that's what he wanted to do. Just restore what was a very damaged film. Seeing as most of the footage that we know about that has anything to do with Area 51, Roswell, or aliens tends to get redacted, destroyed, or heavily censored, I believe this. Alrighty folks, so we're gonna start today off with the son of a man who once ripped a bat's head off with his teeth. None other than Jack Osbourne. Hey look, if you're the offspring of Ozzy and Sharon, I'm assuming you've seen some wild stuff in your time, and ergo might be better at telling the supernatural apart from simply out of the ordinary. So in his show, Jack Osbourne's Night of Terror UFOs, which is a long title, but whatever, the star teamed up with a couple of his buddies, and since I feel like being a name dropper, Jason Mewes and Jamie Kennedy, with the trio heading off to Utah's Uinta Basin, where the notoriously creepy and mysterious Sherman Ranch sits. Yes, it has another name as well. No, I will not be saying it out of respect. The area has long been known for its otherworldly and unexplainable activity. The 500 acres of isolated land are located between Ballard and Vernal in Utah. Now, the Sherman family acquired the ranch way back in the 1990s. I thought I'd be funny there. And local myths have haunted the region though for centuries, before and afterwards. Now, before the Sherman family inhabited the ranch, the spot was known as UFO Alley, and the Desert News reported that in 1978, nearby residents had spotted a dome-shaped UFO over the ranch that was surrounded by a glowing green light. The family reported doorways of light appearing in mid-air, cattle that vanished, animals mutilated on their property, crop circle-like patterns in the surrounding fields, unidentified flying objects or orbs, and invisible objects emitting destructive magnetic fields. While investigating the disappearance of cattle, one man reportedly saw a large beast, like a wolf but bigger, harassing cattle near the ranch. The man fired an explosive at the creature that hit its intended target, but the creature didn't slow down and appeared to escape unscathed. In recent years, residents of the area have reported seeing strange lights both in the sky and close to the ground, and creatures and shapeshifters manifesting and then disappearing before their eyes. So, let's bring in our guys, shall we? They were joined by UFO expert and former FBI agent Ben Hansen, and they wanted to attempt to figure out if all these phenomena were connected, and also why is all this crazy activity concentrated in that specific area. And hey, I love a good hotspot story, so let's indulge this one. According to Jack, he's been obsessed with the concept of whether or not we're alone since he was like really young and used to stare up at the stars in the sky at night. Hey, I still do it. Now, this area in particular has fascinated him for years because it is a mecca for alien and supernatural activity. To quote him, people are drawn for specific things, but when you come here looking for it, you ought to find something you're not looking for. I've never been to any place like this, and it's its own realm. Alrighty. So thankfully, Hansen brought a grounded and thorough understanding and knowledge, about UFOs to the table, whereas Jack's buddies were responsible for the comedy relief. You know what, Kennedy confessed, "I'm okay if I see an alien along the way, as long as it doesn't mess me up. Okay, nobody tell him about Betty and Barney Hill, or anything else I ever talk about on here." So on the second night of their investigation, powerful lightning ripped through the area. Jack even said, "It's like something doesn't want us to be here." And you know, there was more than a little indication that he was right. Is this where I say, no SHIT, Sherlock? So he decided, you know what, I'm gonna try the night vision goggles. Always a fun little gadget. And that's when Jack saw something really odd trekking very quickly through the desert. Upright like a human, but then it just vanished. To quote him, "I swear to God, I effing just saw an S-walker. And we got it on effing tape, dude," which was what he told its producer, referring to, you know, the shape-shifting witch of legend that morphs into various animals, like wolves or bears. And the evidence didn't stop there, leaving them convinced that the area was a supernatural melting pot, which, like, obviously. Moving along, we've got out of this world level security. Look, I guess since the US government covers up so much alien and UFO stuff, it makes sense that it could be one of the places aliens are either forced to work at or just work at for safety in our world. There's a saying that the internet never forgets, and that's certainly true of old videos that kind of refuse to die. So this video in particular shows a US Secret Service agent who a lot of us think might be a reptilian shapeshifter. Now this is back from 2013. This is over a decade old now, and it stems from a speech given by former US President Barack Obama at a policy conference, and it was held by a lobbying group known as AIPAC. In the video, conspiracy theorists zoom in on the Secret Service agent and accuse him of being a reptile, saying stuff like, "This was the day that the government was caught with a reptilian Secret Service agent in HD and they didn't deny anything," which kind of raises some obvious questions such as, I don't know. If the government was trying to hide its reptilian agents, why put one in a highly visible position at a televised event? If reptilians are capable of shapeshifting to look like humans, why not just shapeshift into something less obvious, like a table, or a chair, or a microphone? Do shapeshifting reptilians get full pay and benefits, similar to government employees? Look, while this might be considered a conspiracy theory, I looked at the footage myself, I believe it, and also, with the hours that Secret Service must have to keep, it makes sense that a more advanced race would be best in charge of protection guidelines. Now, I did read a story published by Wired way back when, and there was a quote from Caitlin Hayden, spokeswoman for the National Security Council, in which she refers to the budget cuts at the time, saying, "I can't confirm the claims made in this video, but any alleged program to guard the president with aliens or robots would likely have to be scaled back or eliminated in the sequester. I'd refer you to the Secret Service or Area 51 for more details." I guess alien guards got a raw deal during the sequester. Now, the White House didn't clarify if its reptilian Secret Service agents are subject to the furloughs without pay that were affecting federal employees at the time. That might have prevented Obama from falling into the clutches of an intergalactic conspiracy, which, who knows, maybe the president was in on it from the start. One theorist claims that he literally looked for the video everywhere and couldn't find it. The only place it existed now was Reddit. So if the government was trying to hide the video, it's doing a really bad job. This theory's been floating around for years. I'm not the first one to say it, I won't be the last. Also, one of the more prominent promoters was David Icke. So this whole thing is pretty sure that, like, this race of reptilians is secretly controlling the world, pulling the strings in major human atrocities. Now, David, who is English, has been barred from holding events in countries like the Netherlands and Germany because of his theories. I don't know, folks. What do you think? I saw the footage. I think it's real. Okie doke. So now we're in the middle of the pack, and this one is my personal favorite footage, I think, ever. Right here on the interwebs, I declare Melania Trump is a shapeshifter. Does anybody else remember back in like 2017 to 2020 when Donald Trump was in office and videos of Melania looking a little off took over the internet? Specifically, the first hashtag Fake Melania seems to have landed on October 13th of 2017 when a video of Donald and Melania in a news segment was uploaded to Facebook by Andy Wagner. So in the segment, Trump was talking to reporters when he mentioned Melania, who happens to be right here, he said. He gestured to the Melania-esque sort of looking woman in sunglasses next to him, and she didn't say anything, but she does a lot of nodding. So a couple days later, Wagner put it on YouTube, then she tweeted about it a few times, and then it went viral, and now, Fake Melania. So after that went viral, Stephanie Grisham, the First Lady's communications director, went on CNN to do some damage control, saying that, once again, we find ourselves consumed with a ridiculous non-story. We could be talking about the work the First Lady is doing, including the opioid crisis that is gripping the nation. Good attempt at taking the conversation in another direction, but I took PR in university. Try better. Here's my theory. What if Melania is an alien shapeshifter and the photos and videos caught her on an off day where she wasn't at full power? Similar to Superman, maybe there's something in our universe that acts as like a kryptonite of sorts for her, which is why she's so reclusive in her ways. Fake Melania kind of put the First Lady's reserved approach to her post in the East Wing under a magnifying glass. She stayed in New York City with her son for the first 5 months of Trump's term, and rarely gave public comment in the first 2 years, which is a good way to avoid scrutiny from eagle-eyed folks looking for proof of alien DNA. A source close to Melania claimed that she wasn't really keen on being in the White House, and she even disappeared from public life for weeks. maybe she was visiting alien relatives. Eventually, her office attributed the absence to a kidney ailment. So even though the White House tried to bury all of this, the meme came back one more time when Trump and his wife visited Alabama. And then, a couple days afterwards, was spiking. Eventually it settled. Eventually, Trump had to weigh in on Twitter and said, "The fake news photoshopped pictures of Melania then propelled my conspiracy theories that it's actually not her by my side in Alabama and other places." Hey, maybe that's why Trump's so batty. He's around alien tech all the time. Ever tried that on for size? Alright, next up, one has to ask, do aliens rule the world? Look, I've already talked about possible aliens in the White House. It's not that much of a stretch to guess that maybe part of the royal family might be of alien descent. May the former Queen of England absolutely rest in peace, but honest to goodness, I don't think anybody lives that long without having some sort of secret. So if you look closely at the video in question, particularly at the Queen's eyes, something is just a little off. Being in power for 70 years without slipping up in one's disguise is a feat I absolutely commend her for. But at the same time, after that faux pas, she retreated more and more from public events, probably to protect her identity. Look, I'm not the only one with this theory, and I know it. There's quite the popular theory out there that Draconian Martians are a superior race of being, and over time they've traveled to Earth and either organically become our leaders or replace those already in charge to lead up to their end goal, whatever it may be. And before somebody says that's far-fetched, similar tales exist all throughout history, dating back to fairies and changelings, which is honestly something I also believe in. And I'm guessing you do too, or else you wouldn't be here. Alrighty folks, so I'm gonna end today's list with what might be a controversial take, so bear with me here. What if I told you that on a remote ranch in Oaxaca, Mexico, a farmer named Roman Ochoa claims to have witnessed something really nuts? So let's just picture this right now. It's not like all the other footage today. This mysterious creature, neither fully man nor beast, seemingly caught in the act. So Roman is the owner of the Ojo de Agua Ranch and has a tale that kind of is a mixture of mythology, werewolf folklore, but you've got a bit of a dash of extraterrestrial intrigue, which is why it fit this list. He swears by the existence of naguals, beings believed to have the ability to transform into their spirit animals. In this case though, it's not just a run-of-the-mill shape-shifting scenario. It's a man morphing into a werewolf, and happening right on his ranch. Now according to Roman, the man in question didn't stumble upon this extraordinary power by accident. And it's not a curse, not a magical mishap. The werewolf abilities were bestowed upon this individual by an alien. Yeah, so an extraterrestrial entity allegedly granted the power of metamorphosis to this unsuspecting earthling, ergo, alien shapeshifter. Now let's talk about the evidence. We do have a picture capturing the transformation in progress. The creature in question, halfway between man and werewolf, stands on all fours, paws eerily resembling human feet. Imagine being inches away from such a spectacle, and despite the proximity, Roman insists that the ranch workers remained unharmed. How's that for a close encounter? Look, the implications are staggering. After everything I've talked about today, shape-shifting aliens granting extraordinary powers to humans in our world? Are we witnessing the intersection of ancient mythologies and extraterrestrial inventions? Who knows? Maybe I should go visit that ranch. If we didn't have enough to worry about in this crazy new year, may I offer you 10-foot tall aliens? Here's the thing, anything over 7 feet tall is already terrifying to me, personally. Ditto for aliens on their own, no matter what they look like. So if you're combining those two, hello, Alexa's Nightmares 101. A video showing two human-like creatures on top of a hill at an island in Brazil was gaining some traction on social media the other day. According to a New York Post report, the beings were 10 foot tall and spotted at Ilha do Mel, an island more than 3 kilometers off of the coast of southeast Brazil. Ilha do Mel, a favorite spot for environmentally conscious travelers and beach lovers, is celebrated for its varied ecosystems. Spanning a mere 5 kilometers in length and 800 meters in width, the island presents a scenic mosaic of natural marvels. So there was a couple of videos that were floating around. There was a main one, and then the second one was pretty close by, and the appearance of these creatures on the hilltop kind of sparked some buzz amongst the locals. They stand confidently on top of the hill, which locals say is difficult to reach, with the shrubbery barely reaching their knees. The pair could be seen swinging their arms in an eerily human-like manner, but not enough to convince eyewitnesses that they weren't witnessing aliens. One person said in one of the videos I saw, "It's too big to be a person." I agree. Look at the way he moves. It's really weird. Look at the size of those. It's very fast. Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. For me, it's enough to see the speed with which this creature goes down the hill. Anybody who's done trails on hills like this knows that you don't go down a hill like this in 1 to 2 minutes. That was from one user on Instagram, and somebody else said that the way they move reminds him a lot of the Men in Black, which eep. Every time I mention the Men in Black, I get scared that there's gonna be like right behind me and just. Somebody else was like, "One thing I do know, I'm never stepping there again." Even the Brazilian government had to make a statement. They're like, "Okay, we're not gonna confirm if, the giants were tourists from another country or another planet," but they're like, "Surreal what happened on Ilha do Mel. Great summer. It's another story, and even strange beings came to check it out." Which, that's a bit of a weird tweet. Could you at least, deny, please? Or confirm? Not this weird, yay, tourist stuff. That's just scary. Time to travel back to a video from 2011 that I have no clue how to explain. We're traveling over to Sri Lanka for this one, and while it's not an alien sighting, it's one of the more unique UFOs I've ever seen in the sky. Look, I think I can mention that, and that's saying something at this point. It has been almost a year of me hanging out with all of you fabulous internet people, and I've seen a lot of UFOs. So let's picture this. Not your run-of-the-mill alien sighting. This is a spectacle in the sky that defies any kind of explanation. We're not venturing into the cliched realms of little green men here. This is a peculiar cosmic artifact. The UFO looks holographic, kind of like a metallic spinning top toy, like a Beyblade, or two metallic Hershey Kisses pushed together and it's just sort of hovering in the sky. Whee! It's not your typical saucer-shaped trope. Think of it as a, once again, celestial Beyblade making an appearance in the skies. And the visual oddity doesn't end there. This could be, like I said, some Hershey's Kisses. They could be engaged in a cosmic tango, pushed together in an otherworldly embrace. I know, it's a bit of a stretch, but look at the dang thing. And also look at its peculiar nature. It's a metallic spinning top, just hovering in the vast expanse of the sky, seeming to scoff at the conventions of our earthly expectations. This isn't your mundane, everyday UFO flying saucer. This is a cosmic ballet that leaves us, the audience, to this extraterrestrial performance in a state of what the bleep? Think of it this way. Is it a mere quirk in the sky, a celestial play of lights and shadows, or is it a glimpse into the cosmic absurdity that eludes our comprehension? The very essence of unidentified flying objects lies in the ambiguity that shrouds them, and this enigma is no exception. As we navigate, the unknowns, it's encounters like this that beckon us to question our understanding. Are we actually witnessing advanced extraterrestrial technology? Or is this an elaborate hoax? Is this some really weird drone, or a government thing that we don't know about yet? And the Grand Theater of the Cosmos, where the stage is set with galaxies and the script is written in the language of the stars, this UFO takes center stage as I don't know what. The cosmic mystery persists, leaving folks like me to grapple with the enigma of metallic spinning tops and celestial Hershey's Kisses just hovering in the tapestry of the unknown. Yes, I'm hungry, yes, it's close to Valentine's Day, and yes, I do have Hershey Kisses at home. Okay, imagine you're a homeowner, heading out into your backyard simply to throw away trash and suddenly face to face with an alien. I don't think that'll ever happen to me in this lifetime, mainly because I don't see myself owning a home anytime soon. In this economy, as an actress? Don't make me laugh. I know the worst my dad has ever dealt with was a baby bear, or maybe a mama bear invading the trash, and he is a homeowner. Thankfully, they never tried to break through what was a wooden back door at the time. Not anymore, but at the time. Yeah, I know. Come on, Alexa, get back on topic. Last June, a video was circulating on the app formerly known as Twitter, depicting a non-human entity appearing briefly and blinking. The footage revealed a distinct form featuring two large eyes, aligning with the caller's previous description. The caller reported, there's an 8-foot person beside it, and another one is inside, and it has big eyes, and it's looking at us, and it's still there. So in a couple of the videos, 3 men and a woman can be seen attempting to record a non-human something. Notably, one of them is armed with a personal safety device. This did take place in the States after all. All of the folks in the video appear visibly frightened by the presence of this non-human entity that's just hanging out. And the police didn't really make an official statement, because why would they? The video footage that was accessed by a local news source, News Now, did show one officer walking into the backyard to investigate, and the video also shows a witness telling the police, I don't believe in it, but what I saw right now, I do believe in. And the cop's like, yeah, you guys seem legit scared, so I don't blame you. However, without any concrete evidence, the police closed the case with no concrete answers. But come on folks, I know, government cover-ups are a thing, the proof is there. Good old malls, usually home to high schoolers, senior walking groups, and the most annoying families you will ever encounter. Trust me, I used to work in retail at a fairly large mall. Can you guess which store? But apparently on the first day of this 2024 year, the Miami Mall over in Florida might just have been home to something a little more out of this world. Alright, let's start with the official story. Apparently a group of roughly 50 youths caused a riot at Bayside Marketplace, an outdoor mall roughly 5 miles from South Beach. And granted, this is according to the Miami Police Department. They were setting off fireworks, which really? So obviously this led to panic, as some assumed there was a much more major crime. Now this came from Miami Police Department's Public Information Officer, Michael Vega. Only 4 folks were arrested though. Police were dispatched for crowd control due to the panic. I've been in some panicky situations in crowds. You need a lot of help. Some businesses were also temporarily closed to allow the cops to clear the area, but Vega was like, aliens had nothing to do with this. Nope. He emailed the press saying there was no aliens, we didn't close any airports, nothing's being withheld from the public, LOL. Well, that's what people in power always say. Especially with an LOL, I believe that statement as far as I can throw it. And I'm not very athletic. In the days after the incident, folks on social media burst into a frenzy, honing in on what they described as Miami Mall aliens. Some folks suggested police were responding to aliens, not young people. Several people reviewed video of the incident circulating online and claimed that they could see an alien figure in the grainy footage. Others quickly posted memes because, well, we love memes. To quote a post I saw on the app formerly known as Twitter, 10 feet alien/creatures caught on camera, fired at inside and outside Miami Mall, media silent, cops are covering it up saying young people were fighting with fireworks, yet all these cop cars and air traffic stopped that night unexplained except for black military choppers and no media coverage. Wow, feel like I'm getting a nasty case of deja vu. Really? Like black military choppers? Clips taken from the viral video were shared a lot on social media, claiming that an 8 to 10 foot alien could be seen at the mall. Now once again, 10-foot tall aliens? Multiple? In this year already? The low quality clip appears to show a tall glowing figure near police vehicles. Look, I've seen videos that were less likely to be aliens turn out to be worth something in terms of being the genuine article, so I'm not dismissing it. What if every Florida man photo or meme was just an alien trying to blend in here on Earth and failing? Chew on that for thought. Also, what if they were hanging out in Brazil and were like, let's go try Miami next? I'm not quite sure if the final entry into today's list is a large bug, alien, or UFO, so I'm gonna need y'all's assistance to help me decipher just what in tarnation this damn thing is. So, the video, capturing this cloaked jellyfish-shaped object gracefully traversing the airspace above a US military base, kinda has a lot of people going, huh? This very curious footage, recorded through the lens of a thermal imaging camera, adds a layer of complexity to the ever-mysterious UFO whodunits. The video was initially shared by UFO investigator Jeremy Corbell and brought the peculiar incident into the public eye. Jeremy emphasized the incredible risk undertaken by an individual within the military ranks to smuggle this footage into the public domain. Whistleblowers have a very bad history of just disappearing if the government isn't happy, or just publicly being discredited if their boss is in a good mood. Now the intrigue deepens as Jeremy details the movements of this jellyfish-looking, I don't know, and mesmerizing ballet unfolds as the unidentified object glides over a body of water, abruptly halts its movement, descends into the water with an almost ritualistic precision, and then for a suspended 17 minutes, embraces silence. But then with the suddenness of cosmic punctuation, it goes, emerges from the water, launching itself into the sky at a daring around 45-degree angle. I was not good at math, folks. Amidst all of this, Sue Gao, a spokesperson for the Department of Defense, kinda came out, she's like, okay, official statement, right here, in her very carefully crafted words, she refrains from validating or debunking the authenticity of the leaked material, saying, we don't comment on the authenticity of alleged DoD materials that may have been leaked. But, once again, may have, not confirming, not denying. The subtleties of the statement aren't going unnoticed, everybody. Analysts like Ross Coulthart highlight the absence of a categorical denial, interpreting it as a strategic maneuver by government entities. It's the good old dance of neither confirm, don't deny. A classic diplomatic move when navigating, all this alien and UFO knowledge that we have. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, because my personal verdict, it's real. We saw this at Roswell. We've seen this ever since. The government says, oh, it's fake, and then it's real.